Oh yeah, your boy's back. Back with another real estate lunchbox. Yeah. Let me put this on here, man. Had to make sure that my hair was good and I look good for you guys. Can't be up here looking all scraggly and dusty. There's a lot of dusty people already out here. I can't be one of them. Oh, one of those dusty people out here, and I cannot be one of them. It's not built in me. It's not part of me. That's not part of my skill set. Dusty is not going to show up on the radar. In the military, they used to call us, they'd be like, the drill sergeant be smoking you, and the drill sergeant say, "Get up, beat your face, Dusty. You're raggedy, Dusty." People be crying. I'm like, give me more. I said, give me more of that, drill sergeant. Smoke me like there's no tomorrow. I need it, I love it, I want more of it. And if you want more of it, hey guys, go to the Patreon, it's in the description. In that Patreon, we're gonna be, I drop exclusives in there, and I always talk about how to get the real estate bag. You don't know who I am? 18 years in the real estate business. I've been in here since 2006 and working some corporate America sales positions. Started investing in real estate in 2015. We bought our very first real estate property. I said, who's we? Me and my wife. Bought our very first real estate property in 2015. And since then, we've been ham. Buying, selling. And I would tell you right now, we don't own any investment. Well, we still have one other one, our primary right now. But that doesn't matter because I've done hundreds of transactions, 18 years in the business, 10 probably 10 to 12 flips, definitely 75 plus personal transactions. I've wholesaled, I've subject to'd, I've done creative financing deals, and I'm here to tell you, just like those guys who ran off and they came back to the children of Israel and said, there's some grapes out there. I'm telling you, there's some grapes out there. Some big, giant, juicy grapes that are out there. And you guys are either gonna eat it or you just gonna y'all gonna sleep. And I got a good show today because part of this is showing you guys how to get the bag. But we're gonna talk still about politics, still gonna talk about culture, because all of this is in a lunchbox. I'm gonna tell you, all of this is about showing you how to eat. You gotta know what the conditions are and what's going on if you truly want to eat. But if you don't want to eat, and you just want to talk about it, which a lot of these cats out here just want to talk about it. Y'all just want to talk about it. Y'all just want to talk about it. I just want to get ready to do real estate. I'm getting ready to do real estate. I'm getting ready. Oh no. To do real estate. You know, you don't realize that the phrase is, I'm getting ready. That's the thing right there that we scared about. Because that means you getting ready. You're not serious. You're not about the business. You're not. But I want to help you get the courage, get the kahunas to be about the business, okay? And do something with your life, bro. Do something with your life. Real estate lunchbox is something I was toying with for a long time. I said, should I even do it? I don't want to gatekeep or hold back any, but I realize every time I give information to people and I'm pouring out to them, they tend to forget who gave them the jewels, and then they go do their own thing. I'm talking about investors that I've worked with. I'm talking about agents that I've shown how to do things. Bro, I've been in the trenches. I've been sued, and I sued, okay? And I don't hold nothing back. Because there's nothing to hold back. It's nothing to hold back. Real estate is a dirty business. Making some dirty money. And some people are just too coward and too soft to even deal with it. So what I say is, if you're soft, you don't need to be in real estate. You don't need to be in it if you're soft. Because there's a lot of soft people out here, and they're in the business, agents in the business. This is business. We are not socialist. We do not give you anything, nor will we ever give you anything, okay? A price has to be paid. Somebody did the dirt, and somebody went through the moves in order to learn what they learned. Yeah, buddy. It was very tight. No lie, it was very tight. I remember back in 2015, 2016, when I started, 2005, 2006, when I started real estate, like actually trying to figure this thing out, nobody wanted to give me any jewels. They want to charge me to sit down and listen to them, and I had to pay to sit down and listen. Then I figure out, oh, this is BS. I don't want to do that. Nobody's really doing that. You teaching me stuff that nobody's really doing, and you're probably saying more things just to make yourself look good, to get me more, spending more money with you. And in Atlanta, they will get you behind. Oh, they will get you. And they will leave you. They will leave you. And you will wonder what the heck happened.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. And we're going to talk a little bit about Atlanta, because damn well is a scam culture out here, too. All right? And I'd rather be out of the city, in the suburbs. Y'all jokers can stay in the city. You hear me? Y'all jokers can stay in the city. Y'all can stay in the city. But I'm going to tell you where the bag is going to. Remember I said Who Moved My Cheese? I know I mentioned that before. It's a book. Who Moved My Cheese? The cheese is moving, and we're going to start with our first one. The cheese is moving, and that cheese is moving from New York down to the South. We're talking about billionaires who are already leaving the city because they don't want to deal with socialist issues. And then we're also talking about billionaires who are going to be letting people go because they got to close their supermarkets because they don't want to deal with the socialist mayor Mandani. Okay? And how does that have to do with real estate? Leon, how do you pick these topics? I picked this topic because I want to, and it's my damn show. That's why I picked it. But more importantly, I picked it because if you're an agent and you're an investor and you think that the money isn't going to flow down here since Zoran Mandani did what he did, you're in a world of hurt. Matter of fact, you're smoking on something, Smokey, and we don't know what you're smoking on because you're not tapped into what's really going on. Guys, you got to realize when money leaves one place, it never goes away. Money just transfers from one hand to the other. So when a billionaire supermarket guy says he's shutting shit down and he's moving to the and there's going to be a lot of people without jobs, people need to listen because people are going to be leaving the city and money's going to be leaving the city. And I'm going to tell you one thing. I want some of it. I just want some of it, and you should want some of it too. And we need to talk about the bag. How does this help our current market? Regardless if you're in Atlanta, if you were in California, Texas, however, when money is changing, we want to start marketing in those cities for people to come to our respective cities and buy our property. We want them to buy our land so they can build on. We want them to buy the houses that we've got to flip so they can flip. We want them to buy our commercial properties, but the only way we can do that is we can stop being so sensitive about what's going on out in the culture, what's happening in politics, look, listen, and see how they move. Or you can sit back and continue to complain about Donald Trump, whining and complaining. Donald Trump, he got elected as president. I can't believe he's a crook. You never built shit. That's the reason why you can't believe he's like that. You can't. You can't. You only are used to getting your, your check. That's all you used to getting your check. But this billionaire supermarket guy, he's going to be, he's shutting it down and he's moving to the South. So let's, not moving to the South, but he's letting everybody know in the city that he's going to close some locations. And I love it. I love it. I think that's exactly what needs to happen to send a message to some of the socialists that are out there that believe that money grows on trees and that they have the right to actually tap your pockets. You may not feel that way. Probably it's because you've never made more than 30, 40,000 a year. So you feel it's okay for that to happen. That's your issue with your poverty issue. So you have to deal with your poverty mentality. But us who have been conditioned, who are renewing our minds, who understand that money isn't evil and that it has a purpose on God's earth to help people, need to are putting ourselves in a position to catch the wealth transfer and transfer it over to what God has put on our heart to do it. Okay, so let's go. Let's see what this guy's talking.
Today on Forbes, supermarket billionaire threatens to cut workforce and move to Florida after Mamdani's win. In June, New York City supermarket billionaire John Catsimatidis voiced strong opposition after Zohran Mamdani secured the Democratic primary win for mayor. Catsimatidis had opposed Mamdani's proposal to establish an affordable city-run grocery store in all 5 boroughs. In response to escalating food prices, Mamdani has proposed a plan for city-sponsored stores. These stores would operate with a non-profit model, featuring wholesale grocery prices achieved through partnerships with farmers and small businesses. Crucially, they would be exempt from paying rent or taxes. The billionaire threatened to shut down his 30-plus stores if the Democratic Socialists won the election. Catsimatidis held a press conference with bodega owners and publicly ranted on TV. He compared Mamdani to Fidel Castro, telling Fox News, quote, "He is not qualified. This is silly. It's one big con game." The supermarket businessman called on President Trump, who publicly backed his friend, saying, quote, "Mamdani actually wants to take over the grocery stores of John Catsimatidis, who's a great guy, a rich guy. He actually called me the other day. He's concerned his stores are going to be taken from him, and they won't be run like John runs them. Believe me, he runs a good operation."
And he will take your shit. He is planning on taking people's shit. He already told the landlords he would definitely take your piece, your land, even though they are putting in cap rates, and they have cap rates which make it horrible for people to owners to actually repair their property. You can't repair and then also have a cap rate which limits the amount that you can collect, and then turn around from there and have to you're going to turn around and from there and have to lose your property, because that cap rate, it makes it where you cannot turn around and take care of your property at the level that it needs to be. You can't charge over a certain amount, so you have to stay under a certain amount, and then the city starts complaining when repairs aren't done, and they know that the cost of real estate over there is expensive. They know the taxes are high, but they really don't care. They really don't care. That's why I say the money's moving down to the south, okay? And I'm pretty sure.
Forbes estimates Catsimatidis' net worth to be $4.8 billion. Catsimatidis asserts that the lack of profit margins is a major struggle, noting his stores have been losing money for, quote, at least 2 years.
They need to stop that shit. They say his net worth is 4.8 billion. They don't even mention the amount of real estate that's actually made in that 4.8 billion. And it's like, oh, he's taking home 4.8 billion. If you have a chain of stores and you bust your ass to keep that thing running, and you hire the right people, you're able to scale and expand the store. I don't blame him for making 4.8 billion, because people who never ran anything will actually be the people who say shit like that. They'll say that it's crazy.
He attributes this decline to the city's overall
and not to mention that Forbes, this is a Forbes article, Forbes has already been purchased in part by the Chinese government. Yes, there are Chinese entities who own Forbes, the magazine. So I expect it to be a good amount bit leaning towards the left, and definitely more communist and socialist in mind when it comes to it.
Claiming that record-high shoplifting and store closures have made shopping difficult and subsequently driven down sales.
And that would make sense, because New York doesn't chase people down to a degree when it comes to someone stealing the stores. California did it. Now they're getting more soft on crime in New York. Soft crime affects the income of the city, of people who own businesses that are out there, because those people come and rob, steal, and take things out of their business. Okay, and they still have a profit margin that they have to meet. And New York is notorious right now for being soft on crime. And as Mamdani takes office, it's going to become more and more soft on crime. So why would anybody want to even stay there?
Catsimatidis, who employs a few thousand people, hasn't decided how his business will respond if city-run stores undercut its prices, but says he's, quote, sure he will need to reduce its workforce. He says, quote, can you imagine a tax-free supermarket that pays no commercial rent tax, no sales tax? I mean, how do you compete against that? You can't fight City Hall. Katzimatidis ran for mayor in the 2013 Republican primary but lost the nomination. He says, quote, "The way things are right now, we pay taxes on our taxes. I mean, it's out of control. No wonder people are yelling and screaming that prices of food are too high." Now that Mamdani has been elected, Katzimatidis is once again agitating, telling Forbes, quote, "I think a lot of business people are reducing their exposure to New York City." Katzimatidis, with his $7.8 billion Red Apple Group, has considered moving the conglomerate's headquarters to New Jersey if Mamdani were elected mayor. Red Apple Group's holdings include a Pennsylvania oil refinery, roughly 400 convenience stores, and a real estate portfolio spanning New York and Florida. He changed his mind after
Florida. What's up, Florida?
Tuesday's most recent election, saying, quote, "New Jersey didn't go the right way." He was referring to the state resoundingly electing Mikey Sherrill as governor. Now he's looking for, quote, "friendly states to relocate operations, with Florida being the most likely candidate." Katzimatidis explains, quote, "The key word is a common sense place to do business in." While he threatens to relocate, Katzimatidis still has a soft spot for the Big Apple. He says, quote, "I just hope he keeps the quality of life going in the city and does not cut the New York Police Department down." For full coverage, check out Martina De La Costa's piece.
Yep. Quality of life is the biggest thing. That's the biggest thing. Quality of life. You can't have a good, solid quality of life when you have police officers that don't enforce the law and label a violent act, that somebody invading into your home, as a non-violent offense. I keep saying they're just going to come back. It's just going to grow. It's just going to make it work. But guys, this is what you deal with socialism. And a lot of black people don't get it. They think it's just Trump. And these are just greedy people. Now, I agree, corporations need to be held. They need to be held to a standard. But we hold the corporations to a standard through what we choose to buy and what we choose not to buy. So when we sit back and complain about billionaires being a certain type of way, or a company being prejudiced or discriminative, you need to say, where do you want to put your money? We saw people like Jamal Bryant, as crazy as he is, turned around and did that whole thing with Target. As off the wall as Jamal Bryant is, he still knew enough that he knew money control these corporations. So you have the money, which means you have the control. And more importantly, when the people rally together who agree on certain things, then they can make those changes or force those corporations to make these changes. I'm not talking about taking their shit. I'm not talking about bankrupting them. I'm not talking about low price grocery. Let me tell you, do you guys know what low price groceries actually mean? I mean, if you've ever worked at or been to one of those places like Ingles or some of those, Save a Lot. Save a Lot is one of those places. Save a Lot, and man, look, all right. But you have stores like Save a Lot that's designed to save on groceries for people. But you think that you're saving a lot. No, you're exchanging lower cost goods for lower quality goods. Okay, you're saving money to eat lower quality goods. And eventually, which we all know, the lower the quality goods that you eat, the more it begins to affect your body over time. But they don't tell you that. They want to tell you to save, that grocery prices are high. Yeah, we need to get these grocery stores to lower the prices on what they're spending. Joe, let me tell you, there's so many places you can go and find cheap food. But it's exactly that, it's cheap food. Like McDonald's cheap food. We don't eat it. None of my family eats it. We don't eat that shit. Burger King, every now and then I'll get a burger. But you got very few ones that have good quality food. Good quality food. Why is that important? Because the deception is we're going to pay less for food. Okay? Now you'll have more spending cash because you're paying less for food, and it's regulated by the government, regulated by us. So if they were going to charge you $5 for eggs, now you're not going to get charged $5 for eggs. It'll be $2. But do you think that the farmers who make the eggs are going to continue to have it slashed? Somebody's going to lose. Somebody's going to lose. Either they're going to sell you some old ass eggs and you're gonna eat it, okay? And you're not gonna know the difference. And I've seen that so many times. People just eat old shit and don't know the difference. They just eat it and they think since it's cheap, that is good. But guess what? Cheap isn't always good. Matter of fact, cheap is never, ever good. And nobody ever told you. It doesn't matter. Your goals in life should be not just the stuff you put in your body to be quality. Well, the stuff that, not just the stuff you wear, because I know black people like, a lot of us, y'all like the Gucci, y'all like the Fendi, y'all like the Chanel, you know? But when it comes to the food that you guys eat is shit. You don't grow anything in your backyard. You don't know what the purpose of growing good stuff is. You can't tell the difference between, most black people I know can't tell the difference between virgin olive oil and what is it? Canola oil. They'll fry in either one. They don't care. They don't know how it affects your arteries. They don't know how it affects your metabolism, your body, what it does to your weight. See, there's so many pieces in this. Not just give me some cheap food, Mandani. Give me some cheap food, but you know, one thing is true. If you don't, my mom used to say, my grandma used to say, man, if you don't hear my child, you're going to feel. You're going to feel. And you're going to end up feeling something. And what you feel, you may not want to feel what you feel, but you put yourself in that position to feel it. Okay? You're going to feel it. That's why we have so many high risk adults that are high cholesterol, overweight, because they eat a lot of cheap shit. They eat the fastest thing they can put their hands to. I know people that have had bypass surgeries, and they shit, and I'm 47. Some of them Negroes is freaking 45. Won't even lift up a weight. Don't even care to lift up a weight. But then they'll tell you, oh yeah, man, I gotta get to this bag. Bro, the bag, the lunchbox. I keep saying it's in the lunchbox. It's in the lunchbox. And in that bag has more, in that box, it has more to do with the money, less to do with getting the money, and more to do with putting yourself in the position to actually get the money. You need to eat right. You need to work out. It doesn't need to be about getting the bag. It needs to be about getting your mind right so you can actually get the bag. And that does start with having a relationship with God and knowing when they have these things that they talk about, how does this relate to me? What can I get from it? What can I learn from it? But people don't learn. They don't know. And that's why I do this show, because honestly, God blessed me with a lot of wisdom, man. I ain't broke. God blessed me. God blessed me. He blessed me inside and outside. He blessed me. So when some dummies were buying places in the city and they're like, yeah, we live in a city. Now look at your taxes, because you didn't tap into the wisdom of God. You just wanted to be around where it was popping. I'd rather roll to the suburbs and I come visit you guys when I feel good, when I feel like it, because you don't understand. We need the peace of mind. I like waking up in the morning to hearing birds chirping, a nice soft raindrop, and seeing deers cross through my backyard. I like that shit. I like it. Man, let's get into this smart money. I'm telling you, the smart money is leaving. So how do we get this bag? We follow the money. We follow the money. It's always going to be a wealth transfer in chaos. Stop letting these people fool you. Stop getting on there and listening to everything that the news tells you. Stop listening to everything that they say. Oh, it's coming to an end. I can't believe this is going to end. No, you need to stop listening to the no kings tell you about no kings and all that other crap. Follow the bread. Follow the bag. Because when the bag is moving, money's dropping out the bag. People need to move that money somewhere. And if you don't know how to actually position yourself to catch the bag, then I'm going to talk to you a little bit about it. Join the Patreon. That's where we're going to go. We're going to talk about it.
The president of Deza Development and developer of no less than 6 Trump buildings is Gil Deza, and he joins me now, sitting right next to me here in New York City. Tomorrow, this is fascinating. Tomorrow, you're taking part in the largest residential mat poor in the country. As I understand it, that is a gigantic concrete mat which will then have luxury condos built on it. Is that correct?
That's right. That's right. We dug out a 40-foot hole that's about 160 by 160, and we get to fill it full of concrete.
And
Hey, you got to realize I'm just watching this, so I'm very curious to see where this is going to go.
this is in Miami.
It's in Miami. It's going to be the largest continuous pour of concrete. It's going to be a 36-hour pour, the largest one ever done in South Florida, and I believe the second largest one in the entire country.
And then when you...
Okay, so keep in mind that Miami has had big issues when it came to condos that are aged out, condos that were built when the mob used to run Miami. Okay, now Miami's they're under pressure to build more quality condos, more quality skyscrapers that people can live in, and I can understand this. I can really understand this. Okay, because I don't know if you guys remember, probably about 2 years ago, it was a condo that collapsed in Miami. This is why they're doing this, okay? So if you don't know, that's why they're doing this. This is why it's big.
You'll build condos, luxury condos.
Luxury condos. We're pouring from Monday to Sunday, and then, from Friday to Sunday, and then on Monday we start popping up columns.
Are you hoping that a lot of New Yorkers under Mandami will hot tail down to Miami to one of your condos?
They're already on their way. And it's,
do you know that for a fact?
I mean, well, if you know, the smart money's moving down there. Just say the taxes here in the city and in New York are crazy. If anybody making over $2 million a year basically gets a free home in Miami, just because based on the savings and taxes.
Do you not understand what that's going to do for Miami's economy? If you're somebody and you have a trash business, or even if you pick up junk, you go to houses. I get people who call me all the time as an agent, a broker, investor. Hey man, we want to clean out your house. We want to clean out your house. We want to clean out this. Do you not know the money that's going to move down there? When billionaires go there or millionaires go there, they go there with their business. So they look for opportunities, whether you're in a commercial space, they're going to be buying some commercial. Shit. Y'all don't get it. Y'all don't get it. Y'all don't get it.
You know, we did the math of about almost 15% delta in taxes between New York City and Florida. And so that, you know, $2 million a year saves you $300,000 a year. That pays a mortgage.
I hear a lot of stories about the luxury market in Miami just going through the roof. And you're part of it.
Well, we're one of the...
You're stoking the fire,
yes,
aren't you?
Yes, we are.
Is it a bubble?
It's not a bubble because we've been doing this for 25 years, and you know we do have our ups and downs. But what's going on right now in the world being so interesting the way it is, a lot of people are moving down that way.
Wasn't there a problem when a condo did it collapse a few years ago?
Yeah, there was an older building that was designed in you know back in the day before they started using computers. Did collapse.
But now you've changed. I guess the planning rules have changed. They've got to be structurally more sound.
Even well before that collapse happened. Yeah, today you know the way we do these foundations and everything else is completely calculated and done in a computer.
When you've done your concrete pour, how many luxury condos are going to be on top of that concrete?
The building has 214. We have 104 pre-sold already. We have a beautiful sales office right on the ocean where we're selling the units. The units range from $6.5 million to $9 million.
They've already, 114, they've already sold 104? 104? Hold on, run that shit back real quick. Hold on, run it back real quick. Let's run that thing back real quick.
The ocean, where we're selling the units. The units range from $6.5 million to $9 million on average. We're taking a 50% deposit.
Hold on. 204 on top of that concrete.
The building has 214. We have 104 pre-sold already. We have a beautiful sales office right on the ocean where we're selling the units. The units range from $6.5 million to $9 million on average.
Okay, 214. So they've got 214 units, and they've got 104 already pre-sold. They're already halfway done with pre-sales. They're already done with halfway pre-sales. If I could speak multiple languages, if I was bilingual, shit, I'd probably be selling out of Miami too, man. That's 104? That's dope. That's really dope.
We're taking a 50% deposit.
214 units, ranging in price from $6 to $9 million.
That's right.
And you're taking deposits.
Yes, we are. And believe it or not, it's actually a good deal. Kevin will tell you he lives down the street from me.
I understand.
So and he knows exactly. I mean, we're actually selling it at a very good value to the market, and that's why we're selling as fast as we are.
So when you were saying that smart money is moving to Miami, you were flattering the guy sitting right next to
I mean,
you.
he is the definition of smart money, this guy. So I mean,
So
We have to give credit to Mondani because he is the #1 real estate agent for Miami Beach.
that's right. He's been helping a lot.
terrific. He's
He is.
terrific.
Mondani is a real estate broker. He's a referral agent. He just referred to Miami millions and millions and millions of dollars. Now, if you're an agent and you're in Florida, you're living in Miami, I am telling you right now, if you're not running ads that are in New York, you are slipping. If you are a Georgia agent, because I love Atlanta, if you're not running ads about your real estate, you're tripping. I don't care if you live in Winston-Salem. If you're not running ads about Winston-Salem to people in New York who might want some fucking cottage or some spot that they want to retreat to in the country away from that, old America, you're tripping. You're tripping. See, and that's the problem with agents. They're too stuck on stupid. A lot of them get into the business and have no idea about business. They have no idea about business, but we're going to talk more about that. I'm going to get back to this thing right here. I'm going to get back to it.
Okay, good question. How long does it take to pour the concrete and fix it?
It's going to be a 36-hour continuous pour. We have about 360 trucks that are going to be making trips back and forth.
But you've got to wait for the stuff to dry and harden.
Within, I believe, 24 hours, it hardens to 80%.
And then how long to actually build the condos?
Then it's going to take us another 36 months of actual high-rise construction, 62 floors.
Gil Desert was the more interesting interviews I've ever done. I like the concrete pour. That works for me. Thanks, Gil.
Okay.
The president.
I like the concrete pour too. I mean, that's dope. That's dope. That speaks to the quality of what they're looking to do. I mean, they notice when the money's coming. Why not? Why not? If the money's coming, why not? Like, why not? Why not? See, it's a lot of things going and moving around us right now, and the problem that we have is that the ignorant are telling you to be afraid. Nobody makes money in a market where you're afraid. Nobody makes money in that. Whether you're a homeowner trying to sell, a buyer trying to buy, an investor trying to invest. Listen, I'm telling you, I got a portfolio right now on the market, and I just picked up 5 more pieces in the portfolio, and the owner's open to a lease purchase. He's flexible, and these are multifamily units. So, you're gonna sit back and be like, hey, yeah, Leon, I told you the market's bad. I told you Donald Trump's message. The money's moving. The cheese is being moved. The only reason you're sad is because you don't know how to find the cheese. You don't know how to tap into the bread. Don't worry. Just join that Patreon in the description, and we'll show you how to tap into the bread. Because at the end of the day, if you're not a private, and you don't need a license for this. If you're somebody, your mom and your dad or someone, man, I love it when teenagers, I love it when 18, 20-year-olds, 25-year-olds do it. I mean, they hungry. They be hungry. They more hungry. It's like old folks, y'all get like 40 and y'all start dying and getting decrepit. Y'all don't even think about anything new past 40. Y'all sorry. Y'all be like, y'all always full of all these damn excuses. Oh, I can't make it to the gym. It's too early. I got to go do this. And these 18, 25-year-olds, the ones that are hungry and they capitalists and they know they got to get that bread. I'm talking about them Andrew Tate motherfuckers. Yeah. They becoming private lenders. They becoming loan officers. And another way to the bag. And I'm going to show you. I'm also an associate broker for a lending company. And they do private loans. And guess what? And they do hard money loans. Did I sit back and be like, get a license? No, I think you're a dummy if you got to go get a license to do that. I already got licenses. I don't need no more licenses. I need shit that's going to complement my hustle. That's what I need, shit that's going to complement it. And that's what you need. You need to be able to sit on the couch and make bread. And I'm not saying sit on the couch and make bread, but You need to, if you were just stranded down to your last penny and you like, damn, Leon, I need to make bread. You need to be able to sit down on the couch and find the bread. Now, I'm not saying sit on the couch to find your bread because your hustle would be it'll be low. You'll make some bread, but you got the tools to actually do it. You're in a position to do it. And there's so many freaking companies out here that can get you plugged in, and they looking for brokers to serve the 50 states. For DSCR loans, for private money loans. Hell, we raising capital right now. 2026, we looking to go ahead and to disperse that for our people who got the bread. You don't gotta always have the money. You just gotta know where the opportunities are, and you gotta be able to spot good opportunities. And I'm sorry to say it, when the most of the people I see get into their 40s, they're 45, they're like, I'm done. I can't do this no more. Damn, Trump. While we sitting here talking, I am going to talk about the bread in real estate. I am. And I'm not going to be a gatekeeper. This is not going to I'm going to tell you what you need to know. If you're going to be an agent, be an agent. If you're going to be a wholesaler, be a wholesaler. If you're going to be an investor, be an investor. If you're going to be a private money lender, be a private money lender. Why? Because I've done it all. I've done it all. Listen, no cap. No cap. I sold the biggest penthouse unit downtown Atlanta. No cap. No cap. Bigger than the W that's down there. It had a freaking elevator in there. Yes. No cap. So y'all need to stop getting lazy because when the market shifts, things like this happen, opportunities open up. And I'm sorry to say it, a lot of people aren't going to eat, and a lot of people are going to be destitute, desolate, and dusty.
Welcome back. IBM unveiling its new Nighthawk quantum processor, one of the fastest computers in the world. Fox Business's Lauren Simonetti got an inside look at IBM's lab and the new technology that goes with it. Watch this.
This giant machine is a quantum computer. You can see it looks nothing like a regular computer or a classical computer, but it is being used to develop medicines, build better batteries, and even increase your financial performance.
You can think of it as kind of like a new computational tool that you didn't have before that can solve problems that you couldn't solve before. It is like sci-fi come to life.
Scott Crowder leads IBM's work in quantum technology. He helped develop its most powerful processor yet.
I know what I'm holding is important because I had to put gloves on. What is this?
This is our new quantum chip or quantum processor called Nighthawk. It's about 30% more efficient than our previous generation.
It's housed in what looks like a giant refrigerator.
How cold does it get in there?
So it gets 15 millikelvin. It's one of the coldest places in the universe.
Like colder than outer space?
Like 1,000 times colder than outer space.
And inside, what looks like a golden chandelier is actually the workhorse of the operation, sending signals to the powerful quantum chip located at the bottom where it's icy cold. The system is often linked to artificial intelligence, but AI teaches machines how to think. Quantum computing gives them a new way to think.
Quantum computing will probably help AI become more accurate in the future, but it's not replacing AI.
Companies are already using.
Yeah, I worked for a company I can't name that was responsible for selling, best way to put it, cybersecurity that was based on the quantum computing process. So when you have a computer, when you have a cybersecurity attack, okay, they are estimating, they're projecting, they're positioning themselves for quantum computing, for the quantum computing process to help combat cybersecurity, because they're thinking down the line, cybersecurity, a lot of the cyber attacks are going to be based on quantum attacks. So seconds, the machine processing information, seconds. So they have to be ready to combat that. So quantum computing is on the rise. It's on the rise, especially if you're in cybersecurity. And I don't want to say the company's name. The goal was to actually put executives in front of the pitch deck and show them how we can now defend their systems against quantum attacks using the software that we were proposing at that time. So, why is this important? Because when you understand this, you can now position yourself in the market to go into the HVAC space, the electrical space. I keep saying plumbing. These systems, they run so hot. You need to cool them off. That's, you notice he said it's 1,000 times colder in there than it is in space. So when our kids are going to school and they want to be ahead of the curve, they need to actually be able to move into fields that will complement what's coming down the line when it comes to AI and quantum computing. I thought it was really dope. Matter of fact, while I'm here, I'm also going to write, I'm going to go back, look at this, grab the company's name, because this is when you see these things, we get so, when I say we, not me, y'all, people that I know get so poverty-minded, are so poverty-minded. First thing they say, Leon, what does that have to do with me? If you're in a space and you're trying to change careers and you know that this is happening, you need to be in that positioning yourself to take advantage of what's coming down the line. And what's coming down the line, dude, like at the end of the day, you got to realize what's coming down the line is AI, quantum computing, AI interacting with people on a higher scale, our lives being leveraged by AI, leveraging everything from our grocery that we shop, grocery stores, our orders. I believe that you'll be able to roll over in bed and just speak to your Google Voice or your Apple device and say, hey, I need you to order a bread, water, milk, and this and that, and it will do it. And let's go further. It'll probably be in your refrigerators where your refrigerator will know that you're low on certain things, and it will actually go out and send a message to do it, or give you an alert so you can say, yeah, buy it, boom. Why not? Amazon is already taking care of the need for, convenience. They made it so convenient. You do an order on Amazon, it drops like that day, sometimes within a couple of hours. I saw my wife order something. She ordered some mouth tape for me. I was like, damn, hold on. I just spoke about it this morning. Yeah, I ordered it right after we spoke. And it was there the whole afternoon while I'm working. I didn't even know it was there. Imagine what AI will be able to do now. Oh yeah, my mouth tape is low. No problem, Leon, ordering mouth tape. Be ready. Don't be surprised by this shit. I'm telling you, don't be surprised. Be ready. Be in that position where you're actually putting yourself in a position to benefit from this. See, when Warren Buffett, I would say, man, bro, he's probably one of the top people who benefit from stuff like that. He knows how to get the bag. He really does. And he's been getting the bag. So when you see how he does it, and you really should read his book. If you ever had a chance, read his book, Snowball, because he shows you how he looks for opportunities in the market. And we should always be looking for opportunities to advance our brand, to advance our skill set, to advance our portfolio, whether it's in real estate, whether it's in stock, it doesn't matter. Our business portfolio also, for what's taking place in the market. And you're like, Leon, I can't rub two pennies together. Okay, join the Patreon and let's talk about those 2 pennies you got, or finding another penny to rub it together. It may just be a grind. You may just be grinding the first while. Don't think that this is magic. Like I started, it just happens. No, you may be grinding for a little bit, but guess what? You'll be on the right side, not the wrong side. You'll be putting in some work. So, 2-3 years down, AI is popping and they're doing this with AI, doing that with AI. Oh, I'm already in position. Positioning is the most important thing right now. Regardless of whatever they tell you, position is the most important thing. Okay. Trump shows off the renovations in the White House. And if you mad and you upset with this dude and These renovations, if you're mad at him and you're upset, you need to be upset. You need to be upset with yourself. You need to be upset with your local politicians. You need to be upset with them, okay? Why? Because their dusty behind were using money, government money, to actually do all the renovations on the White House and add-ons to the White House up until this point. But this dude, he said, I'm gonna do this. And don't be mad talking about, oh, Trump doing this. If you had a chance to cement your name in the chronicles of American history, you would do the same thing too. You would do the same thing. Stop lying.
All right, we made a lot of news with this interview, and once it wrapped, the president was gracious enough to give us an exclusive tour of the new White House renovations. Now, it was starting to get dark, it was late in the day, but we still got a good sense of how things will look, including the new ballroom. Now, warning, Democrat heads will explode in 3, 2, 1.
The new ballroom will go from here to there, and it'll seat a proper number of people, and the White House will finally have, after 150 years, the ballroom that they wanted. You know what? They've waited 150 years, and the public is paying for nothing. The public is paying for absolutely nothing. It's all being done by donors.
Trump is a beast. Trump is a beast. He's a beast. It's all being done by donors.
All the way over to there. It'll be beautiful. One of the most beautiful in the world. Come on. Okay? You know, a lot of people don't know that. They don't say that there's no cost. That's some room in over there.
That's unbelievable.
Now I'm going to show you. So this is the Presidential Walk of Fame.
Now, whose idea was this?
My idea. Everything's my idea.
Everything's your idea. Okay.
Sadly.
He said everything is my idea. Shit, if you don't think everything is your idea and you not putting out ideas, you need to sit back and watch and try to figure this thing out, bro.
Who's that guy?
That's Barack Hussein Obama.
Okay.
This is Biden right here.
Wait a second. The profile of Biden is
So he's the worst president.
If you notice, he always says Hussein. He doesn't say Barack Obama, which the media in our country says very smooth, Barack Obama. He says, I want you to know his middle name is Hussein. And we done took out a Hussein, so you know that this is a Hussein also. Trump ain't to play, he ain't to be played with, bro. I'm telling you, he ain't to be played with. When you back something like him, a lion like him in the freaking corner, some of y'all hate it, y'all don't like it, y'all mad, y'all be like, Trump needs to do this, need to do that. Listen, stop with the nonsense. If anything, you need to be taking notes and learning what Trump is doing and then taking from what he's doing so you can do it and move in your life in some ways. I'm not saying he's perfect, but damn, your politicians that you voted into office isn't perfect. They just got you conned that they are. They just got you conned.
The history of our country, and Barack Hussein Obama is top 5, meaning bad.
Are you going to replace that with his actual photo?
No, I don't think so. Look at the faces on these people. Those are serious faces, right?
Oh, that's for sure.
Every one of them's a tough cookie.
Do you think these will stay up after you've left office?
Well, I think they should. On the bottom here, this hasn't been put yet, they're being made. We have a plaque that goes about, that describes in a couple of hundred words. Mm-hmm. Important, right?
Yeah, very important.
And they're beautiful, beautiful bronze plaques. Goes up under each picture to describe it.
Man, you notice he got the White House. Now he's tailoring it. And we never really saw when Barack Obama was in there, when Bush was in there, even when Sleepy Joe was in there. We didn't get these insights of what they were doing or even tailoring the place for the grandeur. Trump has always been a guy of grandness. He's always been grand. I mean, whether you're talking about the casinos, which some of y'all hated, oh man, he messed up casinos. Get that mess out of here. Okay, we got mobs running that stuff already. You got to deal with mobs. Shit is gonna happen. Okay, but we never saw that level of grandness, and extravagance, which should really go with the White House. It should really go with the White House, the Oval Office. things like that, it really should be grand. That's the center of power of the United States of America. Why is it that they treat it like bullshit? I don't know. Don't have an understanding, don't quite get it. This is not something he should have had to do. They should have had something very similar to this already in the White House, but they didn't have it. And it's really giving honor to whose honors due. It really should. and a digital pen.
Look at the scene over here, fellas. Look, how beautiful is that? Come on over here, take a look.
This is the new Rose Garden. But
and now you can have news. That's the same stone as the White House. So now you can have news conferences. You can, nobody could stand in the mud.
Where did you get the stone?
Different places.
Different places?
Yeah.
Why was
But I'll show you something. This is the equivalent of what I do with the ballroom. I built many ballrooms and many buildings, and that's my greatest strength. Actually, I might as well do this. So this room was in terrible shape. This was done by Jackie Kennedy.
If you notice, he's always promoting himself too. And I love it. I think people don't know how good you are until you actually tell them how good you are. That thing of, oh, well, yeah, I'm okay. Nah, damn, I'm bad. It's like, I know I'm bad. I mean, not bad meaning bad, but bad meaning good. And if you can take lessons from this is stuff I tell people, look at how he moves. Look at how he promotes himself. Because you have to be your best promoter, especially in real estate. People don't know half the shit that I've done. I don't get out here and post. I've never gotten out here and post. Oh, guys, I'm flipping this house. Oh, guys, I got 1.5 million in loans out, and yeah, I was able to get in, and we flipping this. No, guys, I'm doing 5, 6, 7 wholesale deals a month. So they treat you like you shit. They just they think that they are doing some great shit until you tell them what you're doing. And then you see the haters that come out. And that's exactly what you see right now. The haters. And we're going to talk some more about that. Because you got to shield your spirit from these haters, man. I'm telling you, these haters out here will cause you to feel less than what you are. And I'm just telling you, you're great. Everybody has that in them. Everybody has something great that they do. But for some reason, they allow the haters that are out here to make them shrink back. Oh, gosh, this dude, they thought that he was going to shrink when they came at him. That's really it. But no.
Kennedy, Jackie Kennedy Onassis, then Jackie Kennedy, I hope. And she took this area, it's called the Palm Court, and here we had one by one little tiles that were all broken, cheap, out of a box. Mm-hmm. The walls weren't good. We took it, I restored it. I put in new chandeliers. They had lanterns that were terrible.
I remember this room.
Yeah, it was a nothing room. Yeah. It was an embarrassment.
There was a seat, a bench right underneath there. Yeah.
To come to the Oval Office, you had to go through this room. It was an embarrassment, okay? Mm-hmm. And I took it down and rebuilt it. Same as she had it, but at a much higher level. And take a look at the floor. Take a look at the marble. So this is gold.
It is really pretty.
Look at that. The room, horrible condition, but yet Nancy Pelosi and some of these other guys have been in Congress for years. They've been through the White House. None of them. They rather would take that money and put it in their pocketbook, in their bank accounts, in their wallets, in their Fidelity accounts, in their trading accounts. But they won't do nothing for that. And you have world leaders that walk through this building coming to see the president. But the tax dollars are better spent paying them and lining their pockets than actually presenting a level of grandeur and what America is and our greatness for foreign dignitaries to actually come through and see it when they walk through. That's my problem. It's like you got a house. Your house needs a lot of work done to it. You have people that come and visit you already in that house. And it's crazy but you don't do anything to it. And people don't see that, yeah, we have a certain level of standard. We have a certain level of standard. And when you come here, you need to realize we're the greatest country in the world. And it's bad to say we're the greatest country in the world. It's bad to portray that. Is that bad? Is that a bad thing? I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's bad at all. I think people should know how good you are when they come to see your shit. They should know if we planning on doing something, then we need to do it. We need to be tight, you know? And it requires now you come through and you have to step right. You have to step right. But for whatever reason, this shit has been like this for years upon years.
Statue or marble, but look at the book ending. Look at the book match. Look how it matches.
That's tough to do.
No, it's very tough. You don't get it. If it's an eighth of an inch off, it's no good.
Is that brass? The brass?
That's two brass strips. But even if you look at the air conditioner vent, it's book matched.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that. Who can do that? I can do that because I know that, it's even available that you.
See, I guess before this, it wasn't book matched. It wasn't book matched. That's crazy.
Do that. Very few people can do it. So you take a vent that's supposed to be a piece of aluminum or steel, and the marble man said, I said, do you think you could book match a vent? He said, yeah, look at the other one over there, book match. But look at the quality of that job.
Where do you think you developed the attention to architectural detail? Like, at what age did you start realizing that's what you
could do?
Right?
Yeah, I was involved with my father in building and all this stuff, and my father was a builder. So as a little boy, I'd be sitting there playing with blocks, I guess, and my father would be on the phone, and I'd be listening, I guess. And, you listen. I had a father who was very good at building. He was very good at building things, and so am I. I build better than anybody else. Nobody can build like me.
Nobody can build like me. I build better than everybody else. And that's the thing that they hate about it. Like, the misconception is that you're supposed to be, it's not humble to hide what you do. That's not humbleness. That's not true. True humility is actually standing in your confidence. That's true humility. That's true. And I'm not saying your arrogance. I'm saying your confidence. And that same confidence is the thing that pisses off some of these people. And one of these people it pissed off. One of these people it pissed off. Let's go.
So the president has now upped the estimate of how much this ballroom at the White House is going to cost. It's now not $200 million. It's now $300 million. But he reminds us these are all private funds, no public funds, no taxpayer dollars, all private donations. He says, quote, the White House ballroom is being privately funded by many generous patriots, great American companies, and yours truly. He toasted a lot of these individuals Wednesday night, October 15th, in the East Room of the White House. Who are these individuals? Well, the White House gave us a list, and some of them were in the room, in the East Room on October 15th. They include companies that we all know and use all the time.
Is he more mad that Trump is doing it, or is he feeling a little salty that the Democrats never did it? That you had Democrats in office that would rather raise your taxes to pay for repairs on the White House than to actually ask the same donors and constituents that gave them the money to be there, hey man, drop a little bread so we can make this place look good. But they rather tap your pocket and then get on CNN or MSNBC and tell you that this is what Trump is doing and he's getting money from private patriots and citizens, people who are business companies, to actually do this. So what am I supposed to do with this? What am I supposed to do with this, Jake? What am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to be like, oh my gosh, he's getting money from other people to do this? They should be giving us money to do this. They should be giving more money to do this. Why? Because they take enough money from the American people, guys. They take enough money from out of you. They give you enough marketing that tells you that the product that they're offering is the best. They sell you enough cheap shit from China and you buy it. Your iPhones that's less than $50 to make and you buy it for $1,000. Damn, I think Apple should be putting some money down for this. Why are we even having this conversation? We see when people talk about this stuff, how much of a hater you are. And if you think that they not haters, if you think the left isn't a hater, if you think that these guys who get on this news podcast, news programs, and they dress up wearing sweatshirts to look all normal to you guys already to sell you a product, because this is good marketing. He just walked out his door and he started talking about it. Oh my gosh, I got to talk about this. Trying to be influencers at the same time. If it made any sense to them, that, yeah, I want Elon Musk to pay for the White House. Matter of fact, send me a check, Elon. You need to. You're going to be a trillionaire. Why don't you drop some money out here? Because we all know that we need to have this floor changed. And you guys are showing up. But this becomes the news cycle for them.
Like Amazon and Apple and Google and Meta and Microsoft. They also include a lot of other companies that also have lots of business before the Trump administration, including tobacco companies like Altria and Reynolds American, cybersecurity companies like Booz Allen Hamilton, defense contractors like Lockheed Martin, semiconductor companies like Micron Technology, information companies like HP, data software like Palantir, and then, of course, a lot of very wealthy individuals like Steven Schwartzman of the investment firm Blackstone, the Fanjul family, which has a lot of money in sugar and real estate, Harold Hamm, the oil and gas executive, Cascarillas, Charles Cascarillas.
Whoa, he tapping all of their pockets. He's tapping all of their pockets.
Runs Paxos, which is a financial institution. And then, of course, Konstantin Sokolov, a private equity critical infrastructure magnate. In addition, there's some folks that have crypto business before the American government. Those include Coinbase and Tether America. And of course, if you remember the movie about Facebook, the social network, the Winklevi twins, Cameron and Tyler Winklevoss. So these are individuals giving a lot of money, and look, it's a philanthropic donation, but as happens in Washington, D.C., you give money to the favorite charity of somebody in power, and they might be inclined to listen to you next time you have business before the government. Of course, this, not really quid pro quo, but, you know, you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours.
Oh. Y'all guys talking about quid pro quo. Oh. Please tap every last one of their pockets. Please. All I can say is
congratulations. Well done.
Tap their pockets. Make them pay for that. Matter of fact, you need to make them subsidize a lot of that construction that needs to take place at the White House. They need to build another extension so people can not stand on the lawn and you rain and then they go and complain about the mud on their shoes. We need to tap it. They did not say anything about Barack Obama when he built the basketball court in there. They didn't say anything about none of that stuff when it came from out of our taxpayer money to build it. They all used taxpayer money to build it, to host their dinners, to build their location. They went into the American people's pocket. Nobody sent me. I don't know. Did you guys get it? Did you guys get an email that says, that we're going to be building this, and click yes if you want to be a part of it. Click no if you don't. If you don't want your money allocated. I don't get it. I don't. Why do they make issues where there's no issue? Why do they do that? Why? Oh, I forgot. They need your vote. They got to control it. Yeah, they want to control your thinking. How do you think? This is more about, if I can control thinking of the people, then guess what? Look at me. I was running. Guys, just chill out. This is, I do this show and produce this thing my whole self. Yeah, that's me. I do it. I do the production myself. So stop crying. Don't whine. I do the production myself. I do it myself. So, but they would rather do that. They would rather sit back and talk about that stuff than sit back. I got an article for you on I'm gonna play this article real quick. You guys are gonna be all right. Yeah, you all right. Y'all gonna be okay. Y'all think you just wake up and just do this and it just happens? Nah. Negroes get in here and we make it work. It's the truth. When we all know it's a freaking lie. When we know that it's more going on than what they're telling you is actually going on. But of course, nobody's gonna say anything. Because they're just going to take your money. And as long as they take your money, you guys are okay to do it. I got this really good thing with Zoran. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, let me get to that. Where's that right there? We're going to pull Zoran and talk about Zoran. Why do we even want to talk about Zoran? I'm not hating on Zoran. I'm not hating on a socialist. I probably messed up my whole flow. But who cares? We good. I think I accidentally turned around and got rid of it. Who knows? But Zoran Mamdani, the Democrat socialist mayor of New York. He's a rapper. He wants to pander to the black community about being a rapper. And some of you guys, they put this out here, and I was like, this is some real clown mess. I think it's clown. I think it's clown for you to sit back and to put these articles out here where people think when they know, oh, yeah, I'm a rapper. I know about black community. I love Run DMC.
Did New York City just elect a rapper as its new mayor?
Just wanna put you in my cabera. So I check my baggage once I'm sending.
Yeah, it's true. Zoran Mamdani, a dude who used to rap under the name Young Cardamom, is now the mayor-elect of the Big Apple. And the wild part, he's probably the most hip-hop aligned mayor New York City has ever seen.
See, they getting you. He's the most hip-hop aligned mayor that New York City has ever seen. Yeah, we want you black guys to get on board with this because this is a great piece right here. XXL. Mainstream. Who cares? But they know that black people watch this stuff. They go to XXL. The hip-hop community goes to XXL. They get information. And it changes the way that they see Zoran. Yeah, Zoran, they're calling you a socialist on mainstream. Even the most left stations are calling him a socialist. Even the most left commentators are questioning how the hell he's going to pay for some of this. Oh, I know. We got to work on your personality. We got to work on your image. Let's turn around and do something for XXL and talk about what you did back in the day. You know, that rapper situation. When you were rapping, you know, when you used to sit in your room and write a bunch of rhymes and you were a rapper, we got to let them know that you're for the people. Go ahead, Zoran.
We're breaking down how this former MC went from the booth to City Hall and why 50 Cent, Ja Rule, Wu-Tang Clan, and several more rappers are all part of the story. So picture this. It's election night, Tuesday, November 4th, 2025. Brooklyn Paramount Stage is lit. The crowd's going crazy. The new mayor walks out, and what's playing? New York. Concrete jungle where dreams are made of.
These streets will make you feel brand new. Lights will inspire you.
Nah, not Alicia Keys. Ja Rule's New York.
So look how stupid they think we are. This is how dumb they think we are. Because he's talking about how this guy came out on stage and it was a New York play and New York was big and they were playing hip hop. And some of y'all think, oh my gosh, why they being hard on Zoran? He loves New York. He loves rap. He's a rapper. He's for the people. Do you know when the communists, socialists tried to infiltrate the United States in the 60s and 70s, that they went to the black community and built connections with them and said, hey, they're treating you bad in this country. We need to make some changes. Join us so we can fight the powers that be and make these changes. And in the course of all of that, fighting the powers that be, they infiltrated their doctrine and way of thinking that now this is why we think the way, this is why a lot of black America thinks the way it is. They stacked it right on top of, oh, you need free shit. Free shit is normal. That's supposed to be. Look over here in Cuba. We doing free shit all the time. Look at Venezuela. Free shit. Why y'all ain't got no free? Another play to mess up the minds of the young people.
The man literally entered office to a classic from the Murder, Inc. era. He grabbed the mic, talked his talk, all confidence, all culture. It wasn't just a victory speech, it was a statement.
So now socialism is culture. That's what he's telling you. Socialism is culture. Get excited about socialism, y'all. It's culture.
Hip-hop built this city, and now hip-hop's running it. But this isn't just some politician faking the funk to win the youth vote. Mamdani's been in the game. According to the Indian Express, he discovered hip-hop back in 2001 and said it helped him, quote, understand myself and the world around me. In high school, he hit the booth as young Cardamom, dropping songs, making music videos, doing the grind every independent rapper.
They had to dig for this shit. Oh my gosh. I gotta watch. I'm like, yo, I gotta watch it. Because I know people are dumb enough to believe this. I just, not just believe it, but to embrace it and wholeheartedly. Hey, Zoran, drop me some bars.
Then, in 2016, he leveled up, working on his mom's Disney movie, Queen of Katwe, as a music supervisor.
Come on. Did you see that? His mom's Disney movie. His mom's Disney movie. How many of you guys out there got mamas writing for Disney and doing movies? Raise your hand. Matter of fact, leave a comment in there and tell me what movie that your mom actually did. I'm curious to find out. Yeah. No wonder Disney's so screwed up. No wonder Disney's so off the wall screwed up.
And get this, his song, Number One Spice, made it onto the official soundtrack. A track about salt farming in a Disney film? Only in hip-hop could that happen. By 2019, he dropped Nani, a tribute to his grandmother, with actress Madhur Jaffrey starring in the video. Real artistry, real heart. So...
Real artistry? Real heart? Oh. See, if I'm playing this because I definitely want y'all to see how they brainwash us, how they throw this shit out here, how they make it seem so normal, how they want you to relate to these people who have nothing in relation to you, how they don't even tell you that these socialist agenda rules actually affect black people and the poor more than it affects anyone else. Why? Because when rich people leave because they don't want you to take their money, you got to tax somebody. So you're either going to tax the middle class or you're going to tax the poor. What the hell? We taxing both of them, right? Because, and then we're going to have the poor who are overtaxed start robbing the middle class, and we're going to tell them, hey, you got to take care of these poor people. I'm telling you, their parents didn't teach them shit. They don't know anything. And that's why they're robbing and taking your stuff. We got to be a little bit more gentle with them on shit. That's why. Okay, they're poor. They don't have licenses. They don't have IDs. They don't got none of that stuff. Okay, they don't know 1 + 1 =. They're poor. They didn't learn how to read in school. That's what happens when you don't have an education. When you drop out of elementary school, a lot of these poor people dropped out of high school. That's why. Who didn't want to be a rapper when they were a teenager? Who didn't want to be a rapper when they were a younger person? And if they found they can put a couple words together. Negroes was opening record labels in high school. Opening record labels. Because we can turn around and say it. Who didn't beat on a drum in elementary school, in the cafeteria in high school? Oh, you're putting some rhymes together. So, that qualifies them to run New York. It qualifies. They feel for you. I need you to get this. They connect with you.
When he says he's hip-hop, that's not PR. That's pedigree. Fast forward now to his political come up. Mamdani's campaign had more hip-hop moments than some festivals. He was outside, linking with Dave East, Denzel Curry,
He was outside. Mondani the outsider.
Wu-Tang run the jewels and the locks at Madison Square Garden while talking politics with RZA and Killer Mike.
And then you got the people in my generation, like my aunts and them, we got in Brownsville, we got stuck.
Yeah.
So we probably like, let us out.
Yeah.
Bitches, I want to talk some politics.
No cameras.
Even dancing to Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us just days before the election. Even
Bro, if you don't see how they messing with your mind, how they mess, oh, come on, look.
Bobby Shmurda called it. He said Mondani would win and put money behind it. And the music.
Of course he won. Of course he won. He got your favorite artists. They live in a lie already too. They ain't making no money. They broke. They out here broke as shit. Their streams, if they streaming, selling you the image. Why not let another con artist come and sell you with them? Like, why not? One con artist connects with another con artist. That's it. That's what it is right there. One person who knows how to market to the poor connects with another person that knows how to market to the poor. And he needs them in the community because when you get them behind you, oh yeah, we know all those little votes sitting down there, they coming too, yo. And what's worse is you jokers bored it. Hook, line, and sinker, you bored it. Wow. Let's move on. Let's move on, because let me change this up a little bit. Let's do something. Let's go with something. Look at this one right here. Okay. I thought this was interesting because this kind of speaks to the level of brainwashing that goes on in Atlanta. And this speaks to the level of brainwashing that goes on in Black America too. Where y'all think that everything you guys want to look like money without even having the money. And sis is right. It's all upside down in Atlanta. And the more people come here, the more this shit gets more upside down.
It ain't no place like Atlanta.
Yeah.
I love Atlanta.
Yeah.
Like, whenever I'm out of town and I come back and I touch down, I'm like, it feels good. It's just, you gotta really know who you are because you'll think you know who you are and then it'll take you through a whole pathway of finding yourself. The difference between Atlanta and other places you can kind of identify who got it and who don't. Okay. Atlanta, everybody look like they got it. Everybody knows somebody, whether that's a celebrity, the hottest promoter, whatever. Everybody knows somebody. So you really don't even know who's who and what's what. Yeah. You got to really distinguish that. And
she's not cap. That's not cap. Everybody looks like they got something in Atlanta. That's how when you come to this city, if you don't know any better and you don't know who you are, you will get took by these jokers out here that don't know who they are, but they know that they want your money. They want your time, and ladies, they want your energy. That's it. I'm telling you. And so this is the scam and the fraudulency in this, the fraudulent attitude and fraudulent aroma that smells stink in this city. The people who do the work don't come outside. They don't come outside. They just rent their places to these people that want to act like and look like they live in big and they ballin'. It's that penthouse that I sold downtown Atlanta, the biggest one. I clearly remember there was one time when the owner of that penthouse rented the place out to T.I. And so T.I. walks it. Okay, let me step back. He didn't rent it to T.I. He rented it to another clown. And the clown turns around and does a video shoot with T.I. in that building. I'ma just tell you, it was a shit show. Because now you've got the concierge calling the owner, and I'm showing up with the owner and T.I. and little behind Tiny walking out of that place. This is the fraudulent shit. This is the fraudulent, everybody gotta look big. Everybody, I want a little bit. So, you got all these jokers walking out of this freaking penthouse downtown. None of them paid for shit. The guy who actually had it was behind on his mortgage, on the rent. And he turns around and leases the TI for a freaking video. And everybody's excited because they want to be there, because TI is there. You guys chase these celebrities because you don't know who you are. You have no idea, no concept who you are, and you have no idea of business. You don't know that God made you in the image and likeness of him, that you are a little God on this earth. You have faith, you have gifts, you have talents and ability. You rather take your hard-earned time and money and go see these clowns. Go see them. And you're like, Leon, you hating? No, because when I see them walk out the place and I saw how they stuffed so much stuff in there, and I saw how they left the place, and I saw their attitudes there, and I saw just the buffoonery that was taking place, I realized it. Atlanta ain't shit. And you better be someone that puts in the work and puts in the grind. And when you do it, you keep your stuff with you. You don't turn around and let anybody into your camp. And if somebody comes into your camp, I'm going to tell you, you need to qualify them. I know because I've been there. I've been there, and I'm not going back.
If you searching for the highlight of everything, you would be able to find it. You just got to distinguish who is who. And I feel like that's what people go looking for. They looking to be around the celebrities because everybody is out and about. You know, it's normal. Yeah. You know, you could pull up to a birthday party of Future or Young Thug or something like that. Easy. You just find out where the invitation is. But it's not what it seems. It's not what it seems. And then you meet people and you get to know who they really are. Yeah. You know, once you do get in the mix, and people ain't happy, people depressed, people is broke. For real, you know, they lit though. They lit though, but they broke as hell.
Right, it's all about.
They lit though, but they broke as hell, and you still won't get it. So you'll crowd those Beyonce concerts, and you'll run around this city, and you won't be at these day parties and all this shit down here, trying to be in these day parties with these guys instead of getting your bag. Man, I'm a break real quick. And check this out. I got to break, and I got to bring in Live Free, Give Hope. Live Free, Give Hope. Oh, man, I tell you. Where the rest of them are trying to make you feel like, oh, they doing something good, and just to feed their personality and their narcissism, we're actually turning around and doing something good. So Live Free, Give Hope is giving away a 1-bedroom, 1-bath in the state of Georgia, in Atlanta. And there's 600 ways to win. You can enter 600 times. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything to do it. You're going to get a fully furnished with flat screen TVs, utilities covered for 1 year. The raffle is New Year's Eve, December the 31st. The sweepstakes is open right now. If you're a real estate investor, this can definitely be a door for you because it's already ready to go. And all you got to do is rent it out Airbnb, or turn around and put a long-term renter in there. And if you're someone that you just really, really, really need a place to live, and you say, man, I want to move to Atlanta, or you're saying I need a place for 2026, this may be the place for you, 2026. All you're going to do is go to 12monthfreerent.com. Go to 12monthfreerent.com. 12-month, I'm going to make a scroll on the top right here. 12monthfreerent.com. You go to 12monthfreerent.com. You just go ahead and jump into the sweepstakes, fill out the form, you're in the sweepstakes. There's multiple ways for you to get in for free, but if you decide that you're really serious about this, get the bonus merch. We're talking about t-shirts, we're talking about hats. Do I even got one of my hats around me? Bloom. We're talking about t-shirts, we're talking about hats, we're talking about gear. And every dollar you spend puts you in the running for what? Live Free, Give Hope. Our goal is for us to do 100 doors, 100, give away 100 homes where people can actually, they don't have to worry about it. And Live Free, Give Hope does that. So guys, go to 12monthfreerent.com, enter in the sweepstakes, and I mean, beautiful place in Atlanta. You can't beat it. You can't beat it. You can't beat it. I'm not gonna take this. Like we're at the hour and a half mark right now. Okay. And I want to really cover one other point before we actually get into this last and final point. So check this out. I'll clear these screens out while I'm talking to you. Bill Ackman. Bill Ackman, billionaire, lost everything, came back 9.3 million. This is important because, like I told you already, there are haters out here. And when I saw this, I said, I got to bring this up because being in real estate, there's enough people hating out here who don't understand the business, who make life hard for people who do the business, who don't even take the damn time to spend the money to actually do the business. They think this shit comes easily. And they think if they mess up, that everybody else is responsible for it than them.
We lost $4 billion. $4 billion. Yeah, and things just kept getting worse. We were also sued. We lose a lot of money. We didn't get sued by our investors, but we got sued by a shareholder because when the stock price goes down, shareholders sue. We'd done nothing wrong other than make a big mistake, but, you know, so you have litigation. Your investors are taking their money out. I'm in the middle of a divorce. The divorce starts to proceed. My ex-wife's lawyer's expectations of what my net worth was about 3 times what it actually was, and it was going lower. In the middle of this. And I learned this method for dealing with these kind of moments, which is you just make a little progress every day. Today, I'm going to wake up, I'm going to make progress. You know, I'll make progress in litigation, make progress in the portfolio, I'll make progress with my life. Progress compounds, a bit like money compounds. You don't see a lot of progress in the first few weeks, but like 30 days in, like, oh, okay. You know, like, you can't look up at the mountaintop where you used to be, because then you'll give up, right? But you just, okay, just make step by step by step. And then 90 days in, you're like, okay, I was way down there. Progress, progress, progress. And progress really does compound. And one day you wake up and like, wow, it's amazing how far I've come.
Amazing how far I've come. And this is the lie that they don't tell you. Like, to me, when you sit back and you see all of this shit that's taking place, they don't tell you that it does take a level of, I've got to stay on it. I've got to continue doing this. I can't stop. You got to keep grinding. You got to keep putting in the time. You got to keep putting in the effort. You got to keep doing those things. And that's the key to actually dominating in real estate, because shit goes sideways so many times and people don't talk to anybody about it. They don't. Now, I'm going to end this show right now. Oh, well, before I end this show, I'm not going to end it right this minute. Hamas's, the son of Hamas leader shows up and he's going to give you guys a warning. And if you choose not to listen to this, this is for you guys out there claiming that Palestine and that we all need to be voting for Palestine. We need to be holding these flags up and waving them. Socialism is the key, right?
Welcome back. As the noise settles and reality sets in, our next guest has a warning for New York and the country about Zohran Mamdani. He calls Mamdani a Trojan horse for the Red-Green Alliance. We first introduced you to this alliance months ago on this show. It's 2 groups you'd think have very different philosophies, but they're united in their distaste for the West. The red is Marxism. The green is Islamism. The Middle East Forum describes it as, quote, an alliance of convenience between leftists, including progressive, socialist, and communist on the one hand, and on the other hand, Islamists, Muslims who actively pursue the political goals of Islam, such as Islamic supremacism, and the punishment of those non-compliant with Islam. They went on to say, what commonalities bring these 2 disparate collectives together? Both leftists and Islamists hate Western countries and Western civilization, especially the United States of America. Joining me now, the son of the founding Hamas leader, Mossab Hassan Youssef. Mossab, thank you for being with us here today. First, let's just start with this. With your background and your knowledge, the Red-Green Alliance, it doesn't make any sense. How could a socialist furry marching down the streets of New York have something in common with, perhaps, Hamas? So how does it work? Is it real?
Actually, they are opposing forces, and the reality is that we have been invaded. Today, we don't need Trojan horses to invade or to infiltrate our borders. We have been invaded through the internet.
And I keep saying it, when you saw that guy in New Orleans and he crashed a car, ran right through the crowd, and then they went back and tried to figure out what was going on with this guy, they determined that he had already been flipped by by extremists over the internet. So he's 100% right. When you tack on also the fact that people are waving flags that are of Palestine, Pakistan, waving these Palestinian flags in the street in LA, you can't help but wonder what is going on. How is it that the Palestinian movement and the LGBTQ movement, and then you talk about socialists and Marxists, how do they come together? The hate of the United States. And the problem is we don't see it because we're so blinded by our personal issues. And then they get in there and they pay these guys to get out and to do the protesting. And it makes it seem like, oh my gosh, this is the right thing. You guys are suffering. Remember I said in the 60s and the 70s, they did the same thing. They just went into the Black Panther Party. They just went into King's movement. They went into every movement that had to do with civil rights, and they established themselves at that time. They found that as being a weakness for the United States of America, and they said, we need to help the people. And that's where they started. That's when they started rooting in our country. That's when.
The communist countries, North Korea, China, Russia, they have been working around the clock to flood our internet, our social media with their propaganda. So they paved the way. They created the climate for somebody like Mamdani to come and represent their ideologies. On the other hand, also we have Qatar, we have Arab oil countries, we have Pakistan, we have other Muslim countries that basically posing as white people, as Americans, and they have been spreading Islamic indoctrination through the Muslim Brotherhood, through other platforms. Now, the average American really does not understand the green and red danger. This is the job of the CIA, of the FBI, intelligence services. They understand this danger. Now, the new generation of Americans, they really don't know the history, the long war between capitalism, or let's say the United States, the West, against communism, and the real danger of such a model. Now, these two models, the Islamic and communist models, they're anti-American at their core. And they want to push America in the backseat. And they want to change the world order. This is what they are aiming to do. Now, the new generation.
So, if you think about it, it makes sense. It makes sense now. It makes sense. The thing they dealt with in the 70s and the 60s were secret communists. And that's why the CIA had a lot of moving to do. And granted, I'm not here advocating painting the CIA to be a perfect entity. But one thing is true. At its core, it's been protecting our country from adversaries outside of our country and those who have infiltrated our country. Because we have a wide open freedom of speech, freedom of all these freedoms and liberties, the freedom that we have is also being used to enslave and to indoctrinate us. So when somebody's sitting back and they're crying about rich people and they're ignoring the opportunities that are made in this shifting, chaotic government, shifting, chaotic time, I sit back and I say, wow, we have learned through history, financial history, economics, that money's not made when things are great. Money is made when things are chaotic and they're upside down. So when I see chaos, I say, where's the money? Where is it going? How do I follow it? What's new? How can we get into that? How can we get into that? Because there is an opportunity there. And I truly believe during this time, man, Christians, people who are believers, people who actually have a relationship with God, I believe God is telling them what to do. And if you don't have one, I take the time and get one so you can get ahead of this curve. And you say, Leon, how is that going to help? I'm going to tell you, you first start with your private time and building that relationship and you'll see how that's going to help. You'll see how it's going to move, okay? But this is the root cause of what's coming. This is it. Nowhere in the scripture does it mention United States in the book of Revelation. And I'm going to jump over to this. Guys, listen, go to my other channel, The Real Leon Duncan. I get more deeper into that stuff, okay? More deeper into it. Because at the end of the day, this, like I said, the United States was never mentioned in the book of Revelation. And if you see it, please let me know. Leave a comment. I'll be happy to look at it. But when the son of Hamas's leader, one of the organizers, co-founders for Hamas, gets up here and tells you that you guys are being conned, and he's crazy. They say he's crazy. He's a fool. Nah, I know what my mom and dad is doing. I know if my mom is up to something. I know how her friends are moving, and I know the intricacies of how they moving. So you can take it as being a learning lesson or not, is up to you. But chaos is made, money's made, the bag is made when when things like this take place. So you need to keep up on it, guys. You need to keep up on it. You need to know what's taking place, and if you don't, that's your problem. But at the end of the day, I am trying to get to the bag, and you can decide if you want to or not. And I'm only going to tell you, I'm not going to force it on anybody. Who's going to do that? Shit, you can do what you want. This is the opportunity for me to share with you guys what I know and what I see. Now, before I even leave out, I want to call attention to Legacy Peak Capital, the DSCR loan that's available with Legacy Peak Capital. Why? Because they're one of my sponsors. These DSCR loans help you build your portfolio. It's not based on your credit score, no income verification, based on the property cash flow, 0 points to get into the loan, which is crazy, okay? Quick closing, and when you close with a DSCR loan, because I've got clients that do the same thing, they close with a DSCR loan, and now they're instantly getting that property into an LLC, into a corporation. And now when somebody comes in and they rent the place, it's showing that LLC making cash flow. So now you've got a profit and loss statement, okay, based on that rent roll. And then you can scale. You can scale because of these DSCR loans, multiple in the pocket. Go to, what is that? LegacyPeakFunding.com, LegacyPeakFunding.com. And I'm going to hop off because we're almost getting to that 2-hour time frame. Guys, I appreciate you guys taking the time to listen to this, okay? Please like, subscribe, follow me. Don't just listen to it. Like, subscribe, follow for more content. I will see you guys on Wednesday with a whole bunch of new stuff. Don't forget the Patreon. Jump into Patreon where we're going to talk about getting to the bag. You guys have a great day.